Hi everyone, welcome to GT Coding. In this video, we are going to create this nav bar with this hover effect. So let's get started. Here I have opened up a project in VS Code and we have two files, index.html and style.css. So let's start with our index.html file. Since we are using VS Code, we can just tap exclamation and press tab, and you'll get this HTML5 boilerplate. And we'll change this title to awesome nav menu, and we'll open this with live server, and we'll also link our style.css file over here. Our markup is going to be really simple. We'll just have a nav element, and in that we will have a UL, and in that we will have an li, and we'll have an anchor tag, and here we will type home, and we'll just duplicate this. Here we'll type projects, blog, and contact. Right, so here is our nav menu. So that's basically it with the HTML. Now let's go to our style.css file. And first of all, we'll have a universal selector, and we will set the margin to 0. And for the HTML, we will have a font family of Montserrat. So if you don't have this font installed on your system, you have to first install it, or else you can also use Google Fonts. I already have a video on using Google Fonts on my channel. So now let's style the body, and for the body we'll give a background color of F0 F0 F0, and we'll set the display to flex so that we can center this vertically and horizontally. So we'll set align items to center and justify content to the center, and we also have to set the height to 100 viewport height. Alright, now our nav bar is in the middle of our page. Now let's target the nav element, and for the nav element we will give a border left of 6 pixels solid RGBA, and we'll give a black color with an opacity of 0.6. Now we'll target the UL inside the nav, and we will remove these bullets from here. So we'll type list style, and we'll set it to none. Then we'll target the list items, and we will set a margin of 16 pixels and 0. Now we'll target the anchor tags inside the list item. So we'll type nav a, or you can also type nav ul li a if you want to be specific, and we'll set the color of the text to 741F19, and we'll remove the underline by typing text decoration to none, and we'll set the font size to 32 pixels and font weight to bold. Alright, now for the background that we get when we hover, we have to create a pseudo element. So we'll set the position of the pseudo element in relation to the anchor tag. So here first of all we have to set the position to relative. So now the pseudo element will have a position relative to the anchor tag. We'll be using the before pseudo element. So for that you have to type the name of the element and then type colon colon before. Now for every before and after pseudo element you need to have a property called content. So we'll type content, and we don't want to have any content over here, so we'll just keep it blank. And then we'll set the position of the pseudo element to absolute, and we'll set the width to 75%, and we'll set the height to 20 pixels and top to 20 pixels, and we'll set the background color of CAFF00. So here we can see the pseudo element. Now we have to move this behind the text, so for that we will type z index and we'll set it to some negative value, so 100. Alright, so this is our pseudo element. Now what we want to happen over here is that when we hover over these nav elements, we want to display this pseudo element. So first of all, here we will set the width to 0, and we'll create nav ul li a, and we'll create a hover for the pseudo element. So we'll type a colon hover colon colon before, and here we will set the width to 75%. And now when we hover over this, we can see we get the pseudo element displayed over here. And the last thing we need to do is add a transition. So we'll type transition all to 0.7 seconds. Alright, so now when we hover over these, we can see we have this effect over here. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below, and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.